Mango Languages is an accessible, affordable, and fun way to learn new languages. But did you know that every feature of the Mango app actually aligns with best practices from second language acquisition and learning science research? This means that our software is built to help you learn a new language. Let's find out how this works. Okay, so first things first. The language course homepage is basically your one-stop shop for discovering and using your language course. But it's also the first part of the app that's designed to help you learn. That's right, so research from learning science shows that roadmaps, like a course outline or a preview of topics that you're going to cover, can actually help you learn more. Why? Well, this provides you with a framework for learning new things and connecting those new things to stuff you already know, which makes it easier for you to remember what you're learning. And then once you step into a chapter, the pre-quiz, learning goals, and conversation associated with that chapter help bolster that learning framework by giving you a sneak peek at what to expect and also what you already know or don't know for a given chapter. Now, aside from providing structure for your language learning journey, the chapter goals and course content of our most popular courses compare favorably with internationally recognized language proficiency scales like ACTFL and CFR, so you'll know exactly how your Mango progress translates to real-world language experience. We also track your progress, which means that your recent language courses are always easy to find, and you can always resume learning right where you left off. So you can save those brain cells for more language learning. Okay, so you're already set up to learn and you've barely even started. So what's next? Let's dive right into the meat and potatoes of the Mango Languages methodology, which we call intuitive language construction. This is our approach to teaching grammar, which leverages the brain's ability to recognize patterns and create rules from complex input, like things that we see or hear in a new language. That's why in any given Mango lesson, you'll see plenty of different examples that show you how vocabulary and grammatical structures are used in context. But we never ask learners to memorize conjugation tables or do grammar drills. Instead, we break sentences down and then guide learners to build them back up on their own based on what they've learned so far in the course. So this inductive approach helps learners discover the structure of the languages they're learning and solidify their knowledge through carefully paced review. In addition to supporting pattern-based learning, we recognize that decades of research in second language learning have demonstrated the importance of drawing learners' attention to language structure, especially when it comes to concepts that are tricky or easy to miss. So that's why as you proceed through a lesson, you'll get small doses of strategically placed grammatical information or feedback to help you with challenging content. Now let's take a closer look at some of the features that help you learn on each slide. The first thing you'll probably notice in Mango is that the text is very colorful. Now sure, this looks fun, but the colors are actually there to help you learn. The words in the language you're learning, or your target language, are color-coded to match the words in the language of instruction, or your source language. So this helps draw your attention to the meaning of new words and can help you get a good grasp of the grammar of your target language, especially word order. When it comes to helping you improve your pronunciation, Mango takes a three-pronged approach. So first, we provide authentic native speaker recordings in the language you're learning. You can replay the recordings as many times as you want.
Tiens, bonjour, ça va?
Choose between natural and enunciated versions.
Tiens, bonjour.
And use this high-quality input to model your own pronunciation. Second, we use phonetic pop-ups, which show how each word is spelled phonetically, or how it sounds. So this can help you sound out words to imitate pronunciation more accurately, pick up on intonation and stress, and ultimately even improve your listening comprehension. Third, we help you visualize the sounds of your target language through our voice comparison feature. So check this out. You'll see a waveform of the recording you just heard. You can listen to the native speaker, record yourself, and then compare the two recordings. This visual feedback can help you notice the gap between your own pronunciation and the target, and has been shown to improve pronunciation in second language learners. Once you've finished going through the lessons in a chapter, you can test your comprehension with reading and listening activities. We've developed original, engaging passages that reinforce the vocabulary and grammar you've learned in the chapter, while also exposing you to new words and ways of putting this content together. Now, these activities might seem a little intimidating at first, but you'll be amazed at how much you can actually understand. You'll probably even be able to figure out some of the new vocabulary from context. But don't worry, we've got translations there for you for the new words in case you need them. You can also test how well you understood the passage by answering comprehension questions. And testing yourself is actually a really effective way to learn. In fact, that's why flashcards are such a tried and true study method. Now, speaking of flashcards, we've reached the final Mango feature of this video, the Mango review system. Okay, so you've worked your way through a Mango lesson, or maybe several, but that's just the beginning of your language learning adventure. If you really want to retain what you've learned, you need to practice, but not all at once. Okay, so cramming may help you pass a test, but if you really want to remember things long term, you need to space out that practice. Or at least so says over 100 years of memory research. So the Mango long-term review system pulls out key phrases and sentences from lessons you've completed to help you reinforce grammatical concepts and vocabulary. These get added to your virtual flashcard deck and presented according to a spaced repetition algorithm that adapts to your individual progress and learning behaviors. I mean, that's very cool. If you want to learn more about each of the features described here, as well as some other Mango features, check out our Mango Methodologies playlist. All right, that's a wrap on some of the key features of the Mango Languages software. For more helpful tips on how Mango can help you learn a language, visit our website and follow our channels. Bye!